this is going to be an interesting week because I think Kobi has had a fun moment in social media land.
I posted a video that blew up over 1 million views now. Show the research. Where's your source? Where's the articles?
According to the Oxford Dictionary, science is the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment.
Thank you.
Cleaning the gut is such an important part, regardless of if people take in that message or have been privy to that message. It's the right message.
Y'all are full of poop and you need a solid foodification juice piece to get you right, dog.
Sometimes people just need to have a conversation. Sometimes people just need a little direction, a little guidance. That's what we coach you through.
It was so exciting to help somebody nearly twice my age just appreciate life.
So there's one thing to read research, and you should. It's another thing to actually test it in your life.
Log into your business or to your bank account, look at the balance, look at the last few pending transactions, and then close it. But do that every day, just so you have an idea.
Who doesn't care about their money? Yet how often do we actually witness ourselves or our comrades just like not checking their balances?
Stock market is not doing well right now. Crypto is down. People's 401ks are down. There's a lot of stuff. Look at them. Look at it. Go look at it, right? Don't just be like, oh, I know it's down. Gosh, I can't look at it. Go look at it.
Love the app Tiller. Tiller changed how I look at our money.
Listen, we're here to be able to help you through it. Whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's mindset, whatever it is, we can help through. So we're giving you that.
Welcome to the Good Life.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Good Life Visual Audio Podcast. We've got Chris.
What's up, y'all?
Chris.
What's up?
Hey, we got Kobi.
What up, though?
And today we are diving in, as usual, to design your life with extraordinary health, wealth, and mindset. Find us wherever you listen and watch. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. We got a good one for today. So, Chris, I'll hand it over to you. Drop the topic.
We will. We just came out of April Financial Literacy Month, diving into May. We got a chance to watch a quick video. I guess we're talking a little bit about it on the pregame, but a video that's super impactful that many of you might have gotten a chance to see. It's already got like 11 million, 12 million, something like that views over the past 2 months. But Ray Dalio wrote a book and also has a video that talks about this changing world order and actually what's happening in our economy. And it's such a huge deal. And we got a chance to watch it. It has a ton of things that are going to be impactful for helping people get to the good life, right? That we just wanted to be able to talk about it today. Before we dive into that, something we got away from last week, I want to dive back into real quick, guys. Client stories. This is going to be an interesting week because I think Kobi has had a fun moment in social media land, a fun moment.
Social media land,
right? Because it's its own world.
Make it a board game.
And it probably should be, right? Somebody should make it a board game.
The Good Life board game, social media.
There we go. And I'm sure he has a bunch of insights from what has happened, and I'll let him kind of explain a bit. But for client stories this week, again, let's dive in. Either one of you want to dive in. Stu, if you have a quick client story, or Kobi, if you want to dive in and tell the people about your social moment and what insights you're getting from that, you can start there.
Sure, let's hit it. So I am new to the land of TikTok. I recently hopped on per the encouragement of good sir, Uncle Chris.
Hey, there you go.
And, I was posting some of these videos here and there, and all of a sudden I posted a video that blew up over 1 million views now. And first it started out people commenting. Now, I have no idea why this video blew up because it's basically just like every other video I've posted, but it happened to catch a wave and now it's soaring. And with like anything that comes out in the public, there's those that are like, huh, that's really interesting. And those that are like, oh my God, he's a liar, right? And just to give you an idea, basically what I'm sharing is the client experience. Actually, specifically what I'm sharing is my experience, wherein I say that through juice feasting, solid food vacation juice feasting. If you've been following us for a while, I've talked about this repeatedly. I was able to drop anywhere from 8 to 10 pounds of waste from my body. And guys, I take extensive measures to go through this scientifically. Now, a lot of people think science is only when you're in the lab with tubes, right? But the definition of science, guys, and I almost want to look this up so I get this right, but the definition of science is actually just performing experiments, like going through things, right? And testing what you thought was true, right? Which is essentially what I've been doing for years, right? I would love to get the exact definition by the scientific research, right? Because I think a lot of people get confused as to what it is. They think it's just when people have peer-reviewed articles and da-da-da-da-da, right? But the thing is, first and foremost, what they forget is, and I don't want to get too far off track here, but what they forget is you can fake peer-reviewed articles. That's what's hilarious to me. You can fake peer-reviewed articles. Ask Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, you can fake peer-reviewed articles, and on top of that, right, science is not just what you do in an approved lab. Every day you live your life, you're conducting scientific research if you're paying attention. Amen. I'm not saying it's willy-nilly. I'm just saying it's not just because it's not in a textbook, which a lot of this stuff is, by the way. A lot of this stuff is in the textbook. But just because it's not in a textbook doesn't mean that it's not science and it's not true. So it's really interesting. And so that's what's going on. So I say, hey, listen, through solid food vacation juice feast, I've been able to drop 8 to 10 pounds of waste from my body, my gut, my body, right? And these people are going crazy. Like, you can't lose weight like that. First and foremost, I didn't say you're losing weight. It's not all about losing weight, my friend. And it's all about a calorie deficit. Yes, it is about a calorie deficit if you want to lose weight. But number one rule of juice feasting, if you've done it before, is you must drink enough juice to get your caloric intake. So you're not in a caloric deficit, and you're certainly not losing weight that way if you're doing it correctly, right? So we're diving into a whole bunch of different things here, and people are just going absolutely bonkers. And quite frankly, I love it. I love it. I love it. Go
All
crazy.
Press is good press, baby. That's our motto over here.
Go crazy.
So I do have that definition for you. I'm gonna summarize a little bit, and I'll just take the tail end from good old Oxford Dictionary. Science is the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done the observation and experiment.
Read it again. Read it again. Read it again. Read it again.
I
need this in the trailer. I need this in the trailer. Read it
there
again.
It is.
What
Hembo.
is science?
What is science?
Hembo, what is science? Right? For all those, show the research. Where's your source? Where's the articles? What is science? What is science? What is science, dude? Come on, dog. Hit
science. According to the Oxford Dictionary, science is the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment.
Thank you. Where in there does it say peer-reviewed articles?
I don't see it.
Of which these people on TikTok, tell me last time you read a peer-reviewed article, my friend. Tell me you on TikTok, bro. Tell me the last time you read a book. Do you know what a newspaper is? Tell me the last time you consumed anything scientifically researched, my friends. Do you know where to go to find scientifically researched? Oh, you gonna Google it? Oh, got it. Yo, people are hilarious, right? They go in, and what's even better is those that have, nutritionist Derek. Really, Derek? Really? Come on, Derek. You could probably use a few pounds off of that, Derek. Come on now. Derek, listen, we're not name calling on here, Derek, but you called me names, so I gotta respond, good sir, Derek. You looking like you could use a solid food vacation juice feast, my friend. Go on and sign up on my website, johnkobiasare.com events. Come on, bro. Woo! Hop on in. We got you, brother. We got you. Take your time, brother. Take your time.
Derek doesn't want any smoke. None of it.
No,
He
Yo,
wants
we
none of
Memphis,
it.
baby. We going up the chimney. We want all the smoke. Shout out John Morant.
Got to
And
grit it.
guess what? Hey, Derek, you don't even need the smoke, brother. You just need some juice. That's all it is.
That's
That's
it,
all it
man.
is, bro. That's hilarious. This is so dangerous for you. It's so much so much sugar. You had a drink. Have you ever had a green juice, Derek? Have you ever had a green juice, Derek?
There's no sugar in a green juice.
No. Oh, okay. Got it.
These are the insights.
Y'all are hilarious. Y'all are full of poop. I need the poop emoji right here. I need the poop emoji right here. Y'all are full of poop, and you need a solid food vacation juice piece to get you right, dog. Come on, stop playing. Stop playing with me. Derek, you don't poke a bear. You know what you did, Derek. I'm going to be on your page, Derek. I'm going to be on there. I'm going to look you eye to eye, Derek, and we're going to have a chat. We're going to have a talk. You know what I mean? Derek, you're going to be checking out my page while you on the toilet, being like sitting on the toilet. That's what you're going to be doing, Derek. And then you're going to remember, Kobi said this. You're full of poop. You're full of it. Full of it. You're cold and loaded, Derek. And loaded, Derek. Don't do that. Don't eat that sandwich, Derek. Don't do it.
Too much. This is too much. You got to stop. This is too much.
Take your foot off his throat.
Yes.
Golly.
Derek.
All right.
Derek, you have struck a chord. We have got to move beyond Derek, but understand these are the insights that you start getting. These are the insights that you start getting once you put your message out into the world. Once you believe in something and you stand on it, guess what? People are going to challenge it. People are going to push back, but that's the insights that he's getting. That serves as a client story. Those are all the potential clients. And not to mention, you got supporters in there too, right?
Oh, no question.
You got
it's
supporters
always the
in there.
loud minority. And I hate using it. It's the loud few. It's the loud few that are in there saying, right? Listen, if you've ever done a solid food vacation juice, I'm going to need you to hop on TikTok. Make an account. There's a whole bunch of people with username XYB25IGA. Who are you, right? Hop on there, share your story, because there's people that can actually benefit from this stuff. Or, in fact, send me a little note. Send me a little note. Let me know what's going on. There's a lot of people out there that aren't doing it correctly. They are out there just drinking straight apple juice, thinking it's going to do something to them. They are out there just drinking straight orange juice, and that's it. And then they go eat a burger, and then they have a stomach ache, and then they think, oh, yeah, this thing doesn't work. Bro, there's steps. There's steps, right? There's a process that you go through. And if you don't go through the proper process, just like if you take 10, 20 Advils, you're going to have an adverse effect, right? So don't go out there thinking you can just do a little shot of this and a bite of this, right? And a bong rip, and then you're good. Come on, guys. Don't be doing this stuff. You're giving it you're giving it a bad name. You're giving it a bad name. Stop doing that stuff. And this is funny, but I know people doing this. I know people out here doing this. It's like, I just can't do that. It just makes my stomach hurt. Oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that. Like, what did you do? Well, I had a glass of apple juice, and then had like some vodka, and I took a shot of it. You did what? That's not how it works. You can't. No, that's not how it works, guys. That's not how it works. Don't go out here giving it a bad name. Think, oh yeah, it didn't work. I tried it.
Bro, this is an epic rant.
I know.
This is an epic.
Bob Dole. I don't know if you guys remember that guy, but it's fantastic.
Guys, you're getting everything I want to tell Derek and his little friends.
I know you are. That's why this is
They are little too.
It's Derek and his little friends. And I appreciate the people hopping on, and especially the ones that hop on Derek's page talking about, hey, yo, you should hop on YouTube and Google John Rose. Maybe you'll learn something. Derek, your followers telling you that you should probably listen. You should probably listen.
Yo,
And I don't like your name. No, I'm just playing. I like it. It's cool. It's cool.
How do I live up to the hype of this client story right now?
I don't think we can. I don't
I
know
don't
that
think
we
we
need.
can.
I don't know that we need to.
Oh, God.
Episode 66 adjourned.
Yeah, like this is it. We might as well just. This is the episode now. We might as well just again. Could be there's a lot that comes from having a video where over a million people view it, right? Like there's something that happens. So like you're picking up these
Your
insights.
video has been viewed by over 1 million people.
Yeah.
Let's go, bro.
A million and one. A million and one, bro. We still counting.
Yeah, it's growth.
Let's go.
That is virality at its best, right? And now you get both sides, but you get context, right? You get people that now some are open, some understand, some have the mindset. They've been introduced to this information. You know what we've talked about on The Good Life over and over and over again is we just want to expose people to this information. We want you to have this knowledge that you can take and go and do your thing, right? But that's what like Kobi is getting at scale right now. He's at scale. He's getting hundreds of people that are responding to his messages and what he's doing, what he's talking about. So that is a client story in and of itself. That's multiple clients, multiple people, multiple inputs, lots of inputs coming in. So I'm fired up for that. We got to see how that whole thing plays out, man.
Let's do it. Hey, go check it out. Let's get it to 2 mil so we can piss off some more Derricks.
No, for real. I mean, you guys should go find it, stitch it, get over there to TikTok, stitch the video, meaning like give your 2 cents. If you've done a solid food vacation juice feast, again, we're going on episode 66. You guys know, those of you that have followed us and been on this journey, we've held an event for you. We've talked about solid food vacation juice feasting. Many of you have dabbled in or tried or have gone through 3 days or 5 days or 10 days. Maybe it's worth jumping on the train and sharing that video and stitching that video and talking about your results and talking about the cravings and talking about, right, the essence of what we're doing to clean the gut. I know that it was a message that was up top, but the essence of what we're doing in living, right, designing your ideal life with your health, in your health life, and understanding that cleaning the gut is such an important part, regardless of if people take in that message or have been privy to that message. It's the right message. It's the right message. That's why this type of stuff is important, because, right, Kobi can rant about Derek, and we all, right, would want to switch Derek mind or whatever it is that we want to do to Derek sometimes. But like at the end of the day, the message is cutting through, which is the right information, because we know that dis-ease, right, what starts in the gut. So regardless if we're going to say 8 to 10 pounds of poop or waste, or we're just introducing people to a solid food vacation juice feast, regardless, the message is right. The message is right. And that's what's important. So if you are following, you are listening, you want to support, right, share the video, stitch the video, give your 2 cents, say that it works, talk about the things that have happened. I'm going to go do that, right? I'm going to go find the video and stitch
Shout
it.
out. Cut the noise.
And this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, has been proven through science. Period. Observation and study and just analysis and measurement. Like that is science. Like this man has done this. And Chris and I have seen this and witnessed similar results. And it's not, and I'm so glad he fell into this pitfall about just it's about the weight. Because it's not. Like it's so much more than that. So follow Kobi for that, because that shit has been life-changing and it's something I pass on to my own clients. So word.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. You guys hop on there, give your 2 cents. And you don't have to, have the same exact results or the same thoughts that I have on it. Just share your 2 cents for those that are out here just screaming false and da 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 da, because it's gonna mean that somebody else out there is not gonna take the first step of even trying it for themselves. There's one thing to read research, and you should. It's another thing to actually test it in your life, right? We read and watch a lot of things that we don't implement in our lives. If you never implement it in your lives, who cares if you read or watched it? Who cares? I watch a lot of basketball. Not very good at it. Not very good at it at all. And so, you guys, that's a very big difference there.
Huge.
So let's hop on.
Huge. That was a great client story. Stu, what do you got? How you
Not
follow
much. Not I don't know. I guess I'll go with an actual client story in the sense of I had a halfway check-in with a client that signed up for about 32 weeks with me. And we had the halfway check-in today. We've been focusing on the first half has been primarily about his business. We started getting a little bit more into the personal side, which is pretty natural. A lot of people that I'm working with that are business owners or entrepreneurs, executives, whatever, they come to start working on the business side. It's easier to talk business with somebody that you don't know. Once you start getting deeper and deeper into it, you begin to build a level of trust with an individual. Maybe you start getting into the personal side, and that's what we've been doing. So his victory has, over the past 5 months, he hit 85% of his 90-day goals for his business. And he has begun to actually delegate and create a company culture in line with his vision. He's running the ship, and he's trying to get on the business and less in the business. And he's gone down from a total case count. He owns a law firm, by the way, from 10 that he was dealing with at the top to now he's down to 3, and he's delegating it all out so he can actually focus on direction and culture. And as that's begun to free up, all of this stuff internally and family stuff is coming to the surface because now he has the time to address it. So it was a really powerful check-in call halfway through working with this man today. And to anybody out there, like, invitations here. I got a background in problem solving, brainstorming, and doing inner work, man. I'm happy to help you figure out what you are going through. It was so exciting to help somebody nearly twice my age just appreciate life. Make it what they want it to be.
Huge.
That's a great client story, bro.
Appreciate you, man. I did my best to live up to what you.
No, you did, bro. You did. That's good work. That's good work. You know,
That's amazing, man. That's good work. And again, insights. That's all we're doing. We're giving insights to, like, sometimes people just need to have a conversation. Sometimes people just need a little direction, a little guidance. That's what we coach you through. So, good job, Stu, on that one. And could be, again, right, making an impact out there. Kudos. On my side, I actually just made a quick video about this, but the thing that has popped up a couple times with a few different clients this week is the idea. And again, you guys know, because you hear me talk about it, I'm very much so on this 101 level of money where really people need the focus, because the more that I sit down with people, the more I see they have gaps in their 101 knowledge and kind of what they're doing. And one of the things that came up was people that are kind of running away from their money, right? Running away from it. I sat down with a client, and this young lady, we've been working together. She's been building herself financially. She's been saving some money. She's been doing all the right things and putting the right habits in place. But she said something this week. She said, I still feel a little disconnect between, like, my money and, like, me feeling comfortable around the money. Like, knowing that, like, there's enough there when I'm going out, when I want to do certain things, like, just knowing that there's enough. And I said, that makes sense. How often do you look at your money? How often do you inspect it? And she was like, I try to do it weekly, right? But, every week or so I try to get in. And I was like, well, maybe we need to look at it daily. Maybe we need to look at it more often to become more familiar with it. Because if there's a disconnect, even if there is money in there, if there's a disconnect in your mind, it's just because you're not familiar with it. You're not used to seeing it and knowing what's kind of coming in and going out. So I just gave her a simple habit of, like, hey, log into your business or to your bank account, look at the balance, look at the last few pending transactions, and then close it. But do that every day, just so you have an idea, right? So it's like, okay, I see that money in there. Okay, those are the last things that came out. Got it. And then move on. That information helped her so much start to shift how she was thinking about even just every week. Now she becomes more familiar with her money. Now she builds that comfort again, and then she feels good about the plan that's in place. So the lesson this week was really about not running from your money, really diving in, really looking at it. Look at that investment, right? I put this on the post that, like, hey, if your stocks are going down, right, the stock market is not doing well right now. Crypto is down. People's 401ks are down. There's a lot of stuff. Look at them. Look at it. Go look at it, right? Don't just be like, oh, I know it's down. Gosh, I can't look at it. Go look at it. You might not be able to do anything with it. You might not be able to make any moves, but at least you have an understanding. We have to get in the place of looking at it when it's good, looking at it when it's bad. because we're unemotional. That's how you start to, again, become more familiar with your money. And I really think that's a huge point for people to take. That's the client takeaway for this week.
What a story, man. I love that. I mean, at the end of the day, the quote that really resonates with me, that I used a lot, by the way, so shout out to Chris on this, is if you care about it, track it. Who doesn't care about their money? Yet how often do we actually witness ourselves or our comrades just like not checking their balances? And Chris, how long would you say it takes to do that?
A minute.
So a minute a day could help somebody get dialed in with what they have going on, and we have all heaps of people just not looking at it.
That's it. It's so simple, but it's habits. It's habits, and that's what we got to fix. We got to fix the habits around our money. Just logging in, taking a look, seeing what's there, and then bouncing out. If you want to look at it more, great. But all you need is once a day just to get familiar with it if you're not connected to it.
Love the app Tiller. Check it out.
We don't get paid for that, but yes, check it out. Well, I don't know. You might. I don't know.
I don't get paid for it. It's just what I use, and anything I comment on, y'all know I have experience with it. That's why I comment on it. So Tiller changed how I look at our money. It helps me track everything, keep everything clear, clean, beautiful. I love it.
There we go. These are resources that work. If they work for us, they'll work for you. So check them out. Man, we opened up the show talking about a topic 30 minutes later. We're about to get into it. I don't know how much we can dive in, but it's worth having the conversation. First off, I'm glad client stories can be impactful. I'm glad that we're all doing work with people and we can share that work with you and those insights with you. And again, feel free to work with each and every one of us in any of these areas. That's why we share that with you, to know that, listen, we're here to be able to help you through it. Whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's mindset, whatever it is, we can help through. So we're giving you that. But again, we're also here to talk about big topics on how you get yourself to the good life, right? How you actually achieve all those the desirable things of your life. How do you actually get there? And what I prefaced and what we kind of started this talk with was a video from Ray Dalio and a book that he has called, The Changing World Order, Principles Around something. It's a long title. I don't even remember it. But basically talking about this changing world order and what that is. And the fact that we're living through a moment in history, in time right now, where there's a lot of things that are coming together to move as a decline of an empire in the United States, right? As if we really think about it, the things that are happening from an economic standpoint, from a geopolitical standpoint, if we zoom out and really take a look at what's happening with the US dollar, what's happening with inflation, what's happening in our geopolitical landscape with sanctions and tariffs and those types of things, to understand what's happening in with military warfare and financial warfare and all of the things that are happening in our society. Sometimes we don't get a chance to zoom out, really zoom out and say, hey, what are we doing to prepare ourselves? What are we doing to prepare ourselves to get to the good life, to really build that boat, to really say, hey, I'm gonna take ownership of my life in all these areas so that what's up and coming or what's up ahead, I can avoid. And if you haven't watched that video, highly recommend it. We'll probably post it up and link it up here in the show notes, that video from Ray Dalio. But I think we're going to kind of talk a little bit about it. And gentlemen, I want to have you two kind of throw in what you took from that video. But the biggest thing that I took and how I kind of thought about steering the conversation was really just around preparedness. How prepared are you if our economy comes to a standstill, and if we go to war, and if we lose as a power, if the roaring 20s turn into the depression of the 30s, and we've never really seen a depression in our life in the way that the 30s was a depression or so, how are we going to handle that? Are we prepared? What do we need to do to be prepared? That's really where my mind went That's kind of where I would steer the conversation. But you two give me your 2 cents on what you thought from the video or whatever you want to take from that.
For sure. So I think first, before I dive into like the mindset interpretation of this, we've talked about this before. I think it's been pretty obvious to most people that are really paying attention to the details, not just what you hear on the news, about the state of the U.S. in comparison to the state of China. We're not on the rise. We're on the decline. It's been pretty obvious for just about anybody that's been familiar with this massive amount of debt that's been accumulating, and we don't have an idea who's going to pay it off. Well, guess what? Somebody could come try and collect that bill at some point, guys. So it's been obvious to me that we've been on the decline for a while. I love the level of detail that he went into this, because he talks about a scientific method, which we've talked about here today so far, of observation and experiments and looking back at the past to see a pattern. We can see the pattern of what is about to happen here. So in your own lives, part of the good life is identifying patterns. What's working for you? When are you on the rise or fall? When it comes to the money side, like Chris is getting at, like, are you prepared financially for this to happen? On a mindset side, are you one of those individuals who is very, very caught up with nationalism? It's good to be proud of your country. However, there can be a point that is too far. If you are so far to the point that America is your identity, what happens if America crashes? Does your identity crash? And I think the way I would like to kind of transition this into like a mindset side is, in every organization, social group, season of life, there will be a rise and fall. If you're at work and you're trying to figure out how to play the political game at work, if that's what you're doing, or if you're trying to like move your way up the corporate ladder, which unfortunately or fortunately, how you look at it, politics is a part of it. Who around you is on the rise? Who would you invest your time and energy into getting to know and partnering with within a business, within a corporation? So that way you can identify who's going up, who's on the decline. Who do you want to separate from if they're no longer in alignment with you because they're on the way down and maybe you have money tied into them? There's a lot of different ways to look at this. I could also approach this from ego. When you are in a season of great growth, are you still sticking with your fundamentals? Are you still taking care of yourself? Are you still taking care of your customers the way you normally would? Are you taking care of your employees? This whole rise and fall thing is a great example in the real world, and you can take this and learn from it and try and figure out how can you right the ship? How can you prevent your own decline in these different types of ways in your life? So for me, I thought it was pretty cool to kind of see this happening and to see the level of detail that he put into it. And then I just love to extrapolate lessons learned.
Love it, bro. Love it. From my perspective, guys, I got a confession to make. I actually live on this level probably a little bit more than I should, on this macro preparedness type of level, because that's kind of how my brain works, putting these little puzzles together. As you guys know, former history teacher, history is my first love. So this stuff ties, it's like right up my alley. History, money, and health. And so it's right up there for me. And I'll pull a lot from this, and I'll try to get right to the point. And then I have some resources I think people should follow up on this if this something piques their interest. This one concept that I mentioned on the show before is that money is energy. And I think when you really listen to what he's saying, you'll realize that or the true form of money, the original like core of money is energy, right? And when you really watch this video and listen to what he's saying, in my opinion, it really emphasizes that. And also because we have energy that goes to things like what was used for money for a long time, whether it be tobacco, as you say in the South, right? Tobacco or whatever it is, or other things, shells or whatever it is. But the world finally kind of agreed on gold and silver. That has the most universal agreement, historically speaking. Silver coin, gold. And then eventually it went to paper. And now supposedly it's making a move towards digital, right? And I think that trend is something I pull from this, and then understanding what's happening and kind of understanding where are we in that trajectory, and what am I personally comfortable with in our household here? What am my wife and I, what are we personally comfortable with, and where we want to stake our bet, right? And so that's one. Secondly, the thing that I pull from this is that the U.S., the reason, as an immigrant, I've always kind of wondered, why is it that like everybody just bows down to the U.S. the way it does, right? Why is it that like the dollar is everywhere? Like if you go to Mokala, which is like the market in Ghana, for example, or you go to Jamaica and you give, and let's say you tip in a dollar, oh, people are excited. They want that. They don't want their local currency. They want that. And part of the reason, and as normal U.S. citizens that don't fully understand this, it just becomes like a pure ego thing. It just becomes like, oh yeah, because we're the best and da 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 da. All right, and yeah. I'm not saying the U.S. isn't great. It's a great country. Love living here. Great place. Great people. Great stuff. Great stuff going on. But what we need to understand is that historically speaking, it simply comes down to the fact that the U.S. has the world reserve currency. And that was established by the Bretton Woods Agreement. And if you really piece those things together, you'll start to see a bigger picture, which is what happens if the U.S. loses that position, right? And with current events going on, Russia, Ukraine, etc., what also we realize is that the U.S. uses that position to really kind of bully people on the block. They weaponize it, right? The U.S. weaponizes that position, right? Sanctions in Ukraine, all these stuff that happens around the world. Now, if you want to go much deeper into that, you got to really understand and pick up the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. The Creature from Jekyll Island. You got to pick that book up if you really want to go deeper into this. We don't have the time for that today. But in realizing that to be the case, the world changing order in which Ray Dalio is stating implies that the U.S. will lose that position. No way the world order changes with the U.S. still having the world reserve currency. That's not going to happen. And not only is it the world reserve currency that tied into that, you then have to understand the system of the petrodollar. How is it that the U.S. was later able to tie literal energy, right, to the U.S. dollar? All right. So I think these sort of things are so freaking critical for people to understand. And then the last piece of that to pull from that is then, as for me at least, as I'm piecing these things together, I start to also piece together what is the role of war in historical shifts. And I've said this for a long time, and hopefully we don't get canceled for this. I pray, oh my Father God, that follow the money. I always say this, and I've said this for a long time, even in the concept, even in the idea of health. You got to follow the money, because what's happening here, guys, the all these organizations that are theoretically set up to care for our health are actually controlled by money. So at the end of the day, when they need to make a decision whether or not they're going to speak truth about what is about our health, they're controlled by money, just like our politicians, right? Just so you start to see how these pieces move, and then allows you to get into a position where you can make the best decisions for you and your family. And for me and my family, I like to pull from Lynette Zhang, fairy godmother of money, in my opinion. I like to pull her mantra, which is food, right? And this is why it's important on the health side to look at what you can't fast controls you. Because whatever you're in a position where you can't get what you need to get. All right. What you fast controls you. Water. This is why my family, we made an investment in a water machine. All right. I saw this, like, people were laughing at me, guys. People were like, why would you spend that much on a water machine? It's all the same coming out from a pipe. Word. Okay, cool. You do that. Us over here, we gonna do this, right? Guys, I got a water machine that's running true alkalinized water for 45 years guaranteed. We good. And I take it out of my taxes. Uncle Sam paid for it. We good. We are chilling, right? I go upstairs right now, get me fresh water, agua. We good, guys. We good. So critical. Food, water, energy. What are we in right now? We're in an energy crisis, and it's only gonna get worse, guys. I was driving down West Coast looking at prices like, golly, does that say 7? What is that? Right? And then we come to community, and that's what we're here for. That's what the good life is about, ultimately community, building community. And then I brought this up before. For me, moving forward, obviously cash flow number 1. We're not going to skip financial steps 101. Cash flow is number 1, right? Working to build our cash flow. But for me, other than that, though, moving forward in terms of investment, listen, guys, I was buying crypto when it was like 4,000. I understand the technology is really important. I'm not saying I fully understand. I get it. Beautiful thing, gonna change the world, right? But let me get that gold, silver, and land first. If I have my cash flow, let me get that gold, silver, and land first. I'm cooling it. I'll buy some crypto. When all the other terrible little coins go to coin heaven or whatever they do, and I find out, oh, this is the way. All right, cool. Let me get that one right there, and I'm gonna convert some of my gold in there, and we're gonna go ahead and get that right there. But I ain't rushing. I'm not in a rush because I'm just not there yet. You might be there. Maybe you got money to explore. You might be there, but I'm buying the thing that I feel comfortable with. That is for sure. I know. At the end of the day, oh, your gold doesn't make you any money. But see, I took care of 101 though. I got cash flow. I'm good. I good. Real estate, I'm good. Land, I'm good. I'm growing my food, I'm good. Those are the type of things I personally don't want. All right. Not to say I don't want any of the other ones. I'm just saying you got to pick one to start. You gotta go in order some way. But for me, that's where I like to be.
He's giving y'all the blueprint. That's it. That's the way you do it, and you laid it out perfectly. And again, I just come all the way full circle to how prepared are we? How prepared are you? Right? Like Kobi just laid out how prepared he is. He has a plan. He has his bases covered. He has asset classes covered. He has the 101 covered. He has 202 covered. Right? He's talking about the plan. How prepared are you? How prepared are you in case we go to war? It's a real possibility. Over the next 5 to 10 years, if not sooner, we can go to war. The stuff that Kobi was just talking about, like in the money side, is like you gotta understand that, like, if the US dollar is no longer the reserve currency of the world, and then all of a sudden all the debts and people that are that are holding this money start to say it's not really worth anything, then outside, all of the other countries are going to start to say, well, how strong is the US? Right? Like, if nobody wants your money, then how strong are you? If nobody wants your money, then here's the other side. Now we got a war with Russia and Ukraine. Well, all the US chose to do was send some troops, right, to like back up. But really, they just used American sanctions. That's all they did. They said, hey, we're going to make this about sanctions. So what if they put American sanctions on things and like it actually doesn't do anything to Putin? Like, what if it actually doesn't do anything? Like, what if they like
kind of like it's not right now?
Kind of like it's not.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
he's still doing it.
Still doing it. What if the country still makes money? What if they still, right? Russia still becomes a power. They take over Ukraine, and the US, now the rest of the world is looking at the US like, wait, we don't want your money and your sanctions mean nothing? Like, you can't even do anything to us?
Loss of power, decline.
Last part is military, right? It's going to be
the bully.
All right, well, let's go head to head. And again, like you saw, if you watch the video, how Britain declined and all of it. It's because they had so much that it becomes expensive to be in war. It becomes expensive because we have all these military bases and all these embassies all over the world that then any country just comes in and is like, yeah, I'm going to take off this base.
Yep.
Yeah, that base is not going to, and we have to go fight that.
Right.
Now we get attacked from every area. It's the end of an empire. That's what we are literally living through.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not prepared, right?
Clearly, these politicians haven't played Risk.
I know, dude.
Clearly.
Very simple, guys. Very simple. You know,
You can't overextend.
Exactly.
And the crazy thing is now we got Risk, but we got missiles that don't give a shit about the land crossings. It's crazy. Man. That's a whole new level of risk. I'm glad you brought up Russia and Ukraine, because in this video, he talks about how once there's a power shift, you have the decline, you have the incline. There's at that intersection, you have conflict points. That's exactly what we're seeing. The whole reason, for those of you that like don't understand this, Russia invaded Ukraine for economic and military strategy reasons. They wanted to have access to all different types of ports they're accessible all year round. They wanted to limit the ways in which people could take troops across Europe into Russia. By taking Ukraine, I'm not justifying this, by the way, I'm just explaining what their viewpoint was. By taking Ukraine, they have actually made a greater choke point on how to get to Russia. So Russia is looking and noticing this power shift happening in the world, and they're taking advantage of it because we can't do anything, or at least we're not committed to doing anything. And do we have the power anymore is the real question at hand here.
Yeah. And depending on who you ask, the question is no. I mean, the answer is no, right? If you really look at, and again, depends on who you ask, but I've listened and heard and read a lot of different things. And generally speaking, people who are in the know, the U.S. is not really where it used to be, militaristically speaking, right? And that is all the U.S. has left, right? This is the question. This is the stoop kid philosophy from Hey Arnold, right? Stoop kid can't leave it stoop. Oh, once people find that out, oh, you're not so big, bad, and scary now, are you, stoop kid? You can't leave your stoop, stoop kid.
I gotta watch this episode.
Kid.
That's a classic, bro. Stoop kid episode. You got to watch that. Go ahead and check that out. Free plug. You know, we don't get paid for that either. All right.
Although, Hey Arnold, if you want to, we can.
Yeah. Reach out. We got you.
Reach out, Hey Arnold.
Bring it back.
What's that?
Reach out to Himbo.
That's Nickelodeon.
That's Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah, reach out to Himbo.
Reach out, Nickelodeon. But guys, this is serious stuff. We try to bring it to your attention so you can be aware, because you might be dealing with a minor problem, one of the micro problems of your life, right? And again, of course, we're always going to have those ups and downs in our life, but told you we want to take a second to zoom out. Take a second to zoom out and take a look at really what's happening around us, and how prepared are you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially? How prepared are you for the changing of an empire, the shifting of things? The things that you thought you had control over, you might not have control over. You're not in control if we go to war. You're not in control if the economy comes to a halt. Berkshire Hathaway, this is my financial plug, right? Berkshire Hathaway had their annual meeting, right? And Warren Buffett made a comment in there. He made a comment that says that Berkshire is holding on to a bunch of cash just in case the economy stops. Now that's that is a big statement. Not if it slows down, in case the economy stops, right? Like when someone that's right, billionaire, that's in the know, that has the type of access and information that Berkshire has, just to make the statement that in case the economy stops, means that it's probably a chance that the economy could stop. How prepared are you? How prepared are you if the economy stopped? All that money that's sitting in that 401k in the stock market, that's hanging out, right? Out there in the world, right? If it all just stops, how good are you? These are the questions These are the questions you got to constantly ask yourself to hedge your downside, to hedge your risk if you're going to go get to the good life, because these are the things that wipe people out. They wipe people out from an economic standpoint. They wipe people out from, right, a mental standpoint, just not even being able to handle a depression or a recession or a loss of income or a loss of life, right? Like all these things change. People's health deteriorate because of too much stress, because of things that start to happen when they lose their job, or right? Like these are things to be prepared for. The video, I highly recommend you watch it or just get some, take some time to get some insight from it. But I think there's a lot of good stuff we can take from it. Gents, let's wrap this up and kind of give some giveaway takeaways for today. What do you got from the video or from any of the things being said about where we are, the preparedness, the economy?
Guys, I think it's very important to go ahead and do your own research. But don't take everything with a grain of salt and sit back and think with your right brain, right? You can get very analytical, but then zoom in, get analytical, then zoom out with your right brain and see what's happening. You don't need to go crazy and start stacking pounds of rice, right? You don't need to do that necessarily, but you do need to have a plan and dive in. Continue to follow us here on The Good Life. Let us know if you have any questions. Drop it wherever you see this video, and we'll definitely get to it. So the giveaway, the give that I have is, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Check that book out. I've talked to lawyers who don't understand this concept, right? So don't be fooled. Right? Don't be fooled. I'm no longer fooled by, oh, he's a doctor. That's cool. Don't mean you're a good one. Oh, he's a lawyer. That's awesome. That's great. Don't mean you know what you're talking about. Okay. So, obviously they have a level of preparation that they've done, but don't put yourself down that you don't understand anything. So you give your power to these individuals. Stop doing that. Stop giving away your power. Do your own work. You are 100% responsible for yourself and your life and how it goes. These people are simply advisors, right? They're simply advisors. So The Creature from Jekyll Island, Why Gold, Why Now by E.B. Tucker. Check that out. All right. Don't mean you need to go rush out and do anything, but you need to understand the concept. Historically speaking, what's happened? Why has it happened that way? And then food, water, energy, community, barterability, gold, land, things that you can touch, right? If you don't understand the stock market, you don't need to be in it. If you understand it, kudos to you, right? If you understand it, kudos to you. Go for it, right? Don't skip step 01 and go to 101 and go to 202. That's the piece for it. And by the way, these are things I'm telling myself as well.
I would say my takeaway is be prepared. A lot of similar stuff to what Kobi and Chris have talked about today. There is a reason why I've prioritized real estate and land, not just me, but my family, because these are things, like Kobi said, that you can touch, you can hold on to. They will always be there. It is not an arbitrary value. We have an ever-expanding population. Where are they going to live? So be prepared. And when it comes to the mindset side of this, if you are able to get your mind right, if you are able to achieve your own calm, silent meditation, journaling, actually looking at your demons, facing the things that bother you or make you anxious, going through these steps can help make it so that no matter what's happening in the world, you can see and perceive reality clearly and make calm, cool, and collected decisions on how to proceed and take care of you and take care of your family. And then finally, I got to end it. May the 4th, guys. What I love so much, and Hembo, please catch this. What I love so much about today's episode is episode 66. Today, I also mentioned in a post how May the 4th be with you, right? We've all heard that before. Star Wars and psychology. That is my giveaway to anybody that is a nerd that does not want to begin to understand psychology. You love these characters. Allow yourself to dive into the psychology behind the characters that you already love. Take these lessons learned, apply them to yourself, and you can begin to get into these types of self-help books. Also, episode 66, Order 66, it went from the Jedi in control to the Empire and the clones in control. Ladies and gentlemen, New World Orders. What's happening today? I don't know. Coincidences everywhere. So whether it's a galaxy far, far away or right here, be prepared, y'all.
I love it. I love it.
That was amazing.
I love it. Thanks for bringing us through, man. Thanks for bringing it. Hey, we cover all realms, man. All cultures. We cover everything,
all galaxies.
Right? All galaxies,
All
gosh
galaxies.
darn it. All right. Guys, I think that's it for us today. If you guys like what you heard, please make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, tune in next Monday for another good episode, and make sure you share this episode and hop on TikTok. Let them know what you think, because someone out there is either going to love or hate this episode, and all press is good.
Derek.
Until next time, shout out Derek. We out here. Until next time, keep living the good life. Peace.
May the 4th be with you.
Welcome to the good life.